Welcome, everybody, to the Brandon and Ryan Hour. I'm Brandon,
And I'm Ryan.
and it is Monday movie review. We're going to
It
be
is Monday
reviewing
movie.
a movie today.
This is true. We are reviewing a movie. The movie that we are reviewing is Shazam! Fury of the Gods,
Whoa!
starring Zachary Levi. Released in 2023. All right. New movie just released recently. What were your initial thoughts, Brandon?
Initial thoughts are you're redundant.
That's fair.
All right. So, if you're new to the channel, we are going to be talking about this movie because we've seen it. So, if you haven't seen it, we're going to tell you. You're going to hear lots of things about the movie, very specific things. Some would call them, what's the word? There's a word for it. I can't remember what it's called.
An in-depth review.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, so my initial thoughts are I rather enjoyed it. Yeah. It was better than I was expecting it to be. Fairly enjoyable.
You want to give an overall score?
All right. You go. What were your initial thoughts? Then we'll do scores.
Oh, yeah. So I enjoyed it as well. Not as much as the first movie. I thought it was it played into the comedy aspect a little too much. A lot of the jokes didn't land, but overall, decent story, good acting, and I had fun with it.
What's your score?
I'd give it a 6.8.
6.8. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that score.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6.9.
Really? Just to be difficult?
Yeah, just to be difficult.
All right.
So, yeah. What the heck is going on here?
I have no idea.
All right, that fixed it. So, yeah, the second installment of the Shazam movies picks up where I kind of like how they didn't immediately pick up where the last one left off. They skipped a couple of years.
Yeah, there was time.
A few years older now.
Yep.
It's been a long time since I've seen the first one. When they showed the kid actor, the kid Billy Batson the first time, I was like, did they recast? And I was like, no, he's just like
older.
4 years older now.
Yeah. Exactly.
It would kind of suck to be cast as the kid Billy Batson because he's only in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even his brother, his best friend or whatever, he's in the movie.
Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman's in the movie more than the actual Billy Batson is.
Yeah, I feel like Freddie Freeman was basically almost a co-lead of the movie.
Yeah, I think so.
Like he got a lot of screen time.
And a lot of screen time. I think it's as Freddie Freeman, not as the Shazam Freddie Freeman or whatever.
Right. Captain Marvel Jr.
Captain Marvel Jr.
That's in the comic books. That's what his name is. His superhero identity is Captain Marvel Jr.
Okay. I don't know. That didn't watch the comic book.
Didn't watch the comic book? Well, that's fantastic. Good job.
Yeah. So yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? I don't know. It just calls him in the credits. It's called Superhero Freddy.
Yeah.
They don't give them names.
Uh-huh.
Superhero Darla,
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense.
Superhero Eugene. Yeah, it just gives them superhero. Yeah, it just says superhero and then their first name of the character. Except for Zachary Levi, he's Shazam.
Uh-huh.
Did you see what I put in the
I did not.
I put Captain Marvel in there. Anyway, so Shazam is Captain Marvel. So from henceforth, we shall be calling him Captain Marvel.
Yeah, because that is the correct name of the character.
Yes. Let's see. What did you think about the plot?
I mean, the plot was fine. Um, it's obviously not something that you would write home about. It's not going to win any awards for an in-depth screenplay, but yeah, it was fine. You got
Yeah.
the bad guys, and they got to stop the bad guys. So it's kind of what you want out of a superhero movie: good guys versus bad guys, and good guys have to stop the bad guys.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the plot was fine. The three sisters of
Daughters of Atlas.
daughters of Atlas. Yeah, three daughters of Atlas. I mean, technically they're sisters. Three daughters
Yeah.
of Atlas.
But yeah, you had the three daughters played by Lucy Liu, Helen Mirren, and then what is her name? Rachel Zegler as
mm-hmm.
the younger one. Yep.
Yeah. And Thea.
Yeah.
Um,
And they
like
all
as
did
soon as
it.
she shows up, though, you're like, okay, you're not normal.
Yeah. But yeah, I think all three of them did a really good job. A good job. They were
Yeah.
solid acting. Um, so the movie opens looking at the staff that was broken in the last movie in a museum in
That was
in
a little,
Athens.
huh?
It was a museum in Athens,
Yeah.
and you see two clearly male soldiers, Roman soldiers, walking through, and they get up to the staff in the glass, and there's some stupid guy giving a talk about the staff and whatnot, just exposition dump,
Mm-hmm.
and then the two dudes take off their helmets and their chicks. That kind of irritated me because they were clearly, when they were walking in, built like men, and they take their helmets off and they were no longer built like Roman men. Hmm.
I'm just trying to remember. I don't recall I wasn't paying that close attention to that. But yeah, it looked like two Roman soldiers walking in. They
Right.
knocked over the case, and then they took their helmets off. And
And you see Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu,
yeah,
not very manly women.
yes, they don't have that. Yeah, no, you're mentioning like they don't have that
That
body
physique.
shape. And then
Right.
it sounded like it had that like thump, like that loud walking sound. But
Right.
then after they took the helmets off, that was gone. You didn't get that soldier march going
Yep.
through the building. Okay. Okay, so the main plot. I liked how it I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I'm still conflicted. It kind of bothers me a little bit that the bad guys are show up as a direct action of Shazam, but it wasn't an intentional thing because he just broke the staff because he thought that was defeating the bad guy from the first movie. And for
Yeah,
all
Dr.
intents and purposes,
Savannah.
at that time it was.
Yeah, exactly.
But he couldn't have known that breaking it would have done anything else.
Right.
But it's still kind of a direct reaction of his, even though it wasn't his fault, I guess. Because
Yeah, I
like
mean, it was a. Go ahead.
all the superhero movies now, the sequel is always the main character's fault from the previous movie.
Okay. I thought for the story it made sense.
It made sense, and it wasn't like an Iron Man thing, right? Where he's like, oh, causing all of the havoc and chaos as a direct result of his intentional actions. So it was a mistake, but so I was okay. I'm okay with it. It worked for the story and it was fine. I don't think it took away from the superhero ness.
Okay. Yeah.
And then okay, so they killed a lot of people in this movie.
Yeah.
And I
That's
don't
fair.
I don't remember the first one. But it seems like DC does not have a problem with killing, you know, there's a lot of cannon fodder in their movies.
It depends on what movie and what kind of backlash they're facing to start with.
What do you
Because like
mean?
in the first Superman Man of Steel,
Yeah.
like they're flying through buildings and the implication is a lot of people are dying in the battle between Superman and Zod.
Oh yeah.
And then there was a major backlash
Mm-hmm.
from people who watched the movie. And in Batman v Superman, most of the fights took place in abandoned places, and they always made sure to reference to let the audience know that island is abandoned. Hey, nobody's working at the
Is that
docks
why
right
they
now.
kept doing that?
Yes, because there was a massive backlash um, after Man of Steel on the potential death toll that happened.
That's irritating. That's stupid.
You weren't aware of this?
I did not know that. No. Now
Yeah,
I'm
that's why.
irritated.
That's why every time in the movie there's a
Yeah.
massive fight scene when they're fighting Doomsday, they make a point to point out this place is abandoned right now.
Yeah. And I didn't really think a whole lot of it because it's Gotham and there's always a lot of abandoned warehouses and abandoned stupid crap. So I didn't really think a lot about it, but yeah, they do mention it quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
in this movie they seem to go back to the hey, people
But they still killed a
people
lot
are
of
gonna
people
get
in that
hurt.
movie.
Yeah.
There wasn't like
I mean you
thousands
see
and thousands of deaths like in Batman or in Superman.
right, but you definitely see a lot of people on screen die.
Oh, I'm talking about Batman v Superman.
Right. I know. I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
this movie.
All right, I'm just saying. Yeah, in this movie they definitely killed a lot of people. It's great. And then who knows how many people died off screen when all the
Right.
monsters showed up because they just went on a killing rampage.
Yep.
Um, all right. What is that? I don't know. Anyway, did you think that the wizard died in the first one?
Yes.
I did too.
Yeah.
So it's kind
I
of
think they just did some magic stuff to
yeah,
bring him back in this movie because I mean that actor Jaimin Hansu is
yeah.
the phenomenal actor, and it's kind of hard to have a movie where he was in it in the first one, not have him in the second one because he is just such a screen presence.
And he's the only one with the information.
Right.
Uh,
Except for the magic
Steve,
floating pin, Steve. Yep.
I like Steve. Um, but I like how they let the characters be kids and teenagers.
Okay.
Except for like I know she's the youngest, but she was still kind of annoying. Um, Darla.
Darla, yeah. You didn't like Darla?
I mean, sometimes I like
Okay.
Darla. Sometimes it's a little much.
Okay.
But for the most part, I like the character, and um, like the whole thing with the Skittles. Like they're building up the Skittles like in several scenes before you get to the unicorn thing.
Yeah.
It just seemed kind of dumb, but she's a kid.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously Skittles paid money to have their
And
product
I'm okay
featured
with
in
it
the movie.
because of what
I was not. I thought it
bec-
was retarded.
because of the end. I am totally okay with it because I love the murder unicorns.
Okay, the murder unicorns were awesome and hilarious,
Yeah.
but Skittles being almost like ambrosia makes no flipping sense at all.
Oh yeah,
There's
no sense
so
at all.
much better stuff out there than freaking Skittles.
Yeah, but come on, that was hilarious when she's like,
No,
"Taste the
it was
rainbow."
stupid. It was stupid, and it irritated me.
I loved it. I
Okay,
loved it because it's like, I mean, it just fits, right? Murder unicorns and taste the rainbow. It was comedy gold.
I didn't think so.
Comedy gold.
I didn't
And
think so.
I wonder
The
if
other
like
scene with the
Skittles was
Skittles,
on board.
though,
What?
the other scene with the Skittles, though, where Darla picks out all the yellow Skittles to go give
Just give her all the yellow
to
ones.
to Helen Mirren's character, and she's like, "Hey, everybody deserves to be treated nice, so you can have some Skittles, but you can only have the yellow ones." That was comedy gold.
Yeah. She said no lime for you or something like that, or no apple for. I don't remember. She gave her all
I
the
don't
lemon
remember what
ones.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty good. Uh, yeah, that was pretty hilarious. But I wonder if like the director or whatever was like, okay, if Skittles is gonna pay money to be in here, then we're gonna have murder unicorns.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of okay with product placement in movies.
If it makes sense, I'm okay with it. That in some places in this movie it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
In some places, like, hey, unicorns love ambrosia, so instead we're gonna give them Skittles because it's basically the exact same thing. Made no freaking sense.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah, it made no sense. But the line, taste the rainbow. I mean, come on.
I didn't enjoy it at all.
It was good. I found it quite funny. Anyway, okay. So they they've gone 2 years, at least 2 years, and nobody's found out who they are. The city doesn't really like them.
Yeah, they call them the Philadelphia fiasco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like when they went to rescue everybody from the bridge, it was collapsing. Like what'd you say? Shazam Jr. was gonna go off by himself.
It's Captain Marvel Jr.
Captain Marvel Jr., my bad. Captain Marvel Jr. was gonna go off by himself, but then Billy was like, "No, we have to go.
It's all or none.
Yeah, it's all or none." And then I liked this bat signal.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, well, when he stood up in the room and it goes, "It's a lovely day
Oh.
outside in Philadelphia,"
Yeah. Okay.
and then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it sure is," and they're all bummed out because they gotta like go do superhero stuff.
Yeah.
It was just really funny. It's like, okay, how often does that happen?
Yeah. Like, how often does he just stand up and say that line, and everybody's like, "Okay, fine."
Like shout it in the house.
Yeah.
And then the Darla was like, "What are y'all gonna? Where are y'all going?" And she said to go
To go fight crime.
go fight crime.
Yeah. The parents ask, "Where are you guys going?"
Yeah,
And she says to go fight crime, and they all laugh
yeah,
like it's a joke, but it was not.
yeah. Like some of those, there's a lot of one-liners like that. And I don't know. I think most of those one-liners hit pretty good. They're pretty funny. Yeah, so they go and like rescue everybody off the thing except for a few people who died before they got there.
Yeah.
The bridge collapsed, but that wasn't their fault.
Right. But like Shazam, Captain Marvel says,
Yeah.
now we've got to save or stop the bridge from collapsing. And then like
They,
just cut to the next scene with the bridge completely destroyed.
yeah. I mean, they're not structural engineers here.
Right.
So, but I don't know. Blaming that on them. Now, all the other stuff they've done, we don't know because they could have, you know, they could have done some John Hancock stuff and caused $20 million worth of damage to save $100,000 that was insured.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It fed into the story though, where the town doesn't really like the town is like iffy about them, you know.
Yeah.
And then like feeds into Billy Batson's like drama or
Psychological issues.
yeah, like his early life crisis,
Yeah.
adulthood crisis, whether they're gonna kick him out of the house or not because he's 18. Like all that stuff. It's definitely kid stuff, right? So it's like I don't necessarily care about this because I'm not a kid anymore. But maybe if I was, you know, a
Okay.
teenager again, it might resonate or something. I don't know. Um, mm-mm-mm. I guess I didn't understand Helen Mirren's character.
How whose character?
Helen Mirren.
Oh, okay.
Because she seemed like she was okay at first with killing everybody, and then she was like on the fence about it, and then she was okay with it again, and then she was not okay with it. I was kind of confused about that.
I don't think she was ever on board with killing everyone.
Well, okay, not everyone, but she was definitely on board with killing
People that
a
got in
lot
her
of
way,
them.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, she was okay with killing people who were in her way. But it
yeah.
seemed like she was on a mission just to recover what was theirs
Mm-hmm.
and what would fix their magical world.
Yeah. They're God world because they're gods. They were gods, not magical.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That is what the movie called them, yes.
Daughters of Atlas.
Uh-huh.
Those are gods.
Okay.
Okay.
I already said okay. I don't know why you continue to talk about it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know if we want to get into that. Yeah, whatever. Who is the wizard
What do you mean, who is the wizard?
in the comic books? Is he in the comic books?
Yes. I mean, he's the wizard Shazam. Like,
Right, but
his name is the wizard Shazam.
right. But I didn't think he was in like is he in the comic book as like the mentor guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just
And I
don't
mean, in
remember.
the comic books, there wasn't as extensive amount of people in the Captain Marvel family.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Captain Marvel, Billy Batson, you had Mary Marvel, and
Okay.
and Captain Marvel Jr. And that
Okay.
was
So it's
pretty
just
much it.
okay.
I mean, most of the time it was just Billy Batson, but the other two would show up and help out when he
Okay.
needed it.
There wasn't 6 of them.
Right. It was not
Okay.
6 of them. Not until like 2011 when DC did stupid stuff.
Hmm. Were they all related or were they all adopted?
So originally, Billy Batson and Mary are brother and sister. They're twins,
Okay.
and their parents died, and they got separated. So, like, Billy Batson got put in the foster care system, but Mary, his twin sister, got adopted by some rich people and grew up, and they
Okay.
connected after he got his Captain Marvel powers.
Okay.
And Freddie Freeman was just one of his childhood friends.
Okay. That sounds more like a old school Marvel setup or DC setup.
DC setup. Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So yeah, so I mean, the Wizard Shazam was always at the Rock of Eternity whenever Billy needed advice or help or whatever.
Okay.
But he wasn't. I mean, he was a supporting character. Like he didn't. I don't remember him coming into their world and helping out. He was
Mm.
mainly just there for advice at the Rock of Eternity.
Kind of like the oh gosh, what's her name? Spider-Man's the Spider Lady.
Madam Web.
Madam Web. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, kind of.
kind of like that. But she
Yeah,
didn't show
or
up
like an
later.
Alfred character.
Yeah, Alfred. Okay, cool. I don't know. Makes more sense now. Makes more sense why they didn't kill him off too.
Yeah.
Because they needed that information. Anyway. Dragon was pretty cool. Fear Dragon.
Yeah.
I like the Fear Dragon. All right. What else? What else? Oh.
Yeah, you had the whole subplot with Freddie Freeman and the younger of the daughters. Well, she
Althea?
went by Anne. Yeah, Anthea.
Anthea. Oh, not Anthea.
Yeah.
The
You had the whole subplot where they instantly have a romantic connection after seeing each other for like 2 seconds.
you're a superhero.
Well, she didn't call him
Whatever.
superhero. She
Or
just said hero.
You're a
But
hero.
yes.
That's what makes you a hero. Um. Yeah, that was a little strange, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is a comic book movie, so
Yeah, but I mean, it was
just
instant.
yeah, it was instant kind of connection. But the strangest part is that she's 6,000 years old. He's 17.
Yeah.
If she were 40, everybody would be like, "That's gross."
Uh-huh.
But because she looks
Because she looks young.
young, and she's an you know um oh gosh, a stupid age,
Yeah.
right? Like they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're on board." But even the parents were like, "That seems a little
Yeah, it's kind
inappropriate."
of weird. Yeah.
But then they let it. That was
Let it ride. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was odd as well. But
Yeah.
like when she showed up and started talking to him, I was like, "Oh, you're one of the bad guys." And I thought she would have known from the very beginning that he was one of the
Hold on,
superheroes.
I'll be right back. Sorry. Keep
Okay.
talking.
But yeah, so she shows up, and I originally thought that she was going to know um, that Freddie Freeman was one of the Marvel family. But later in the movie, when Freddie tells her that he can get one of the superheroes to come talk to her, and he shows up, she acts like she has no idea that they're the same person, which was interesting. Not exactly what I was thinking. She just happened to run into somebody who knew the Marvel family, the Captain Marvel family. But okay, I mean, I guess that is how movies work nowadays. Yep. All right. So yeah, now it's just me talking, and I don't know where to go next. So that's very exciting. Hey, Brandon's back.
You're dumb.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
Okay, so what were we talking about before I walked away?
We were talking about the
Age
instant
thing?
relationship between Anthea and Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. It doesn't make sense for her. It makes sense for him because he's a teenage boy and she's a pretty
Right.
girl. It doesn't make sense for her because she's 6,000 years old and she's seen
Well, she
countless.
was also trapped in a world, a god world, for 6,000 years with no contact with other people.
There were other people.
And not that we saw. The only people that we saw in that world were her two sisters, and then
Guards and stuff.
I don't remember seeing guards.
Yeah, there were guards.
Okay. But yeah,
But yeah, anyway. Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's a little strange, but I guess you just have to get over it. But then you
yeah,
also
you
have
just
Billy trying to get with Wonder
with
Woman
Wonder Woman. Yeah,
in his dream and then in real life,
yeah.
which was hilarious, but also
Kind of creepy.
kind of creepy because we don't know how old she is. She could be hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how long she was in
The mascara.
Minuscura before
Yeah, I
World
mean
War One.
she's at least what 250.
I don't know. She came out in World War One,
Uh-huh.
so she's at least 100, 130.
Okay.
And then, yeah, who knows how long she was in there before? I mean, it could have been hundreds or thousands of years.
Right.
Because technically she's Zeus's daughter.
Right.
So, and we don't know how long Zeus has been gone. Are they gone? I don't remember.
Yeah, so they were supposedly killed off by Ares, and then she killed Ares. So she's the last god that exists, or
Mhm.
demigod, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah. Is the wizard not a god?
No, the wizard is a human who got magic powers and then apparently lives forever now.
Okay. Those are some cool magic powers.
Yeah,
Okay.
although he couldn't use them at all. He didn't use hardly any magic the entire movie.
The only time I remember seeing him use magic was when he had a piece of the staff
The staff,
to
yeah,
contact Billy in the dream.
yep,
Other than that, I don't think he used any magic.
he didn't. That was it.
So does he need the staff to do magic?
I don't know. I guess maybe.
The lair was cool. It seemed like a teenager lair.
See, that irritated me because you've got the Rock of Eternity, and they turned it into just some stupid hangout with retarded stuff all over the place.
TVs and lights and beanbags, and I thought it was hilarious. It was dumb,
It
but
was dumb.
it's definitely a
I mean, it's what
teenager's
kids would
lair.
do,
Right.
yes, but it was dumb and it's
Yeah.
disrespectful to the Rock of Eternity.
They're kids. They don't care about the Rock of Eternity.
I care. As a fan of the comic books, I care about the
Yeah.
Rock of Eternity.
It was also really funny when who was it? I don't remember who it was, but somebody tells Billy or Shazam, he's like, nothing lasts forever. And he's like, then they walk off. And he's like, no, wait, the Rock of Eternity lasts forever.
Yeah, it's literally in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the older sister.
Yeah, Mary
'Cause
Marvel,
she's-
or just Mary in this one.
Yeah. She was the smarter of the kids because she's an adult.
Yeah, apparently once you turn 18, you automatically become smart.
Well, I mean, she's also smart because she was doing whatever she wanted to go to school or whatever for. I don't remember what book she was reading, but
Yeah.
I think she was supposed to be intelligent from the beginning, as far as book smarts goes.
I mean, that's fair.
All right. Anything annoy you about this movie?
I mean, there were a couple things. I mean, I think there were way too many jokes. They were pushing it into the movie, the other superhero movie, Deadpool movie. They were pushing it into Deadpool levels of comedy.
Yeah.
And I think if they would have knocked off like 10 to 20% of the jokes, it would have been a better movie overall. Yeah, making Pedro like just full out, hey, he's gay. Look, he's gay. Look, he's gay. Oh, we all need to tell the secret that we're superheroes. And Pedro's like, I'm gay. And everybody's like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, that
That
was so
irritated
annoying.
me. Yeah.
First
Because
off,
you can't have a movie nowadays without having representation
yeah.
for no reason at all.
First off, nobody cares, dude. First thing, I had a problem with that because just from a movie like standpoint, like just from like I guess plot and scripting and whatever, coming out scenes is very late 90s.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen an actual coming out scene in a movie in forever. I hate them,
Yeah.
but
Like there was no point to it in the movie at all.
and he is younger than them, right? He's what 15, 16 years old?
Yeah, something like that.
And they're sexualizing him
Right.
by having him like looking at grown men in magazines.
Yep.
That was stupid and that pissed me off. That pissed me off worse than the 6,000-year-old thing. Because she's not actually 6,000 years old. She's a teenage girl or a young adult, right?
Yeah.
So that relationship and them kissing isn't a big deal.
Right.
But this boy, oogling grown men, it's kind of gross and disgusting.
Yep.
And after the first scene, I was like, okay, well, that's dumb. Hopefully we got that out of the way. And then they did the baseball thing. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go watch baseball because I love baseball. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking gross. And then with the whole, we're superheroes, I'm gay.
Yeah.
It's retarded.
You are correct. See, other things that irritated me. I don't know. What's something that irritated you?
Anthea's power
Okay.
kind of irritated me because it kind of seemed maybe kind of like Mirror Dimension or Inception.
Yeah.
But they also made it seem like everyone could see it.
Right.
Which means when she was doing that, when Shazam was flying in, Captain Marvel was flying in, she's moving the whole city, she killed a ton of people.
A ton of people. Yeah.
Because she moved the entire city around like a Rubik's Cube. And if him flying into the building, if that did what it did, him flying into the building, then she would have had to have killed people.
Yeah.
Because and I was confused because I'm like, okay, is this something everybody can see, or is this just happening for him and them? But it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just I don't know. And then at the end, when she lost her powers, when she got shot with the beam from the staff, she did all that stuff, and she's miles away, and she still gets hit with the beam. Like that didn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Well, I mean, it's a magic
The
heat-seeking missile,
Yeah, the only reason they did that is because she was a god,
right?
and they
And
had to
you,
get rid of all the gods so they could bring in Wonder Woman for 5 seconds,
right?
which I didn't hate. I thought
Yeah.
it was
I
really
mean,
funny when Wonder Woman was in the dream at the table.
yeah. And they just refused to show her face the
Yeah, or
entire
have her
time.
talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if that was actually her or if it was a stand-in.
I think it was a
It
stand-in.
was probably just a stand-in, but I mean, they could have shot all that in one day.
I
It
mean, they
would have
could
been
have, yeah.
funny. Yeah. It was really hilarious though when they superimposed his face on her body.
Yeah, the wizard's face on her body.
That was
It
kind of
was in
creepy.
it was incredibly creepy, but really funny at the same time.
Yeah. Mm, I don't know. I didn't have a lot of problems with the movie. I think for the most part, it
Yeah.
it
The
was
Skittles things
well
irritated
done.
me.
Yeah.
The kitten thing irritated me because
Okay, she stole
Darla
the cat.
basically just like she stole an entire box of the cats to start with, and then saved the other people. Like save the cats first, then save the people,
Didn't say it's people. Yeah.
and then
And then
she
took one of the cats.
stole one of the kittens.
Well, we don't know if she stole it or they could have given it to her.
They could have. It was not shown. I'm taking it as she stole the cat.
I mean, did you see all the stuff in their lair?
Yeah, they clearly stole all that stuff.
They stole all that stuff.
And then she named the cat Tawny, which is a comic book character in the Shazam comic books.
Oh,
Who's an anthropomorphized tiger, and she names the little stupid cat about it. And then the cat just disappears for the rest of the movie.
it was in the Rock of Eternity.
What happened to the cat? We'd never see it again.
She took it to the Rock of Eternity.
Yeah, and then just abandoned it inside the Rock of Eternity.
It's the Rock of Eternity. I'm sure she fed it every time they went there. They went there a lot.
Okay, like we'd never see the cat again.
Yeah. It didn't make any sense to me why he wouldn't have showed them the room with all the books and Steve.
Yeah,
Because they made it seem like he knew about Steve for quite some time.
right.
And he was like, oh, I guess this is a good time to show you guys. That he just found that.
Yeah,
The burning violin thing was kind of stupid. It was
okay.
kind of stupid, but kind of funny. So I don't know if I don't like it or not. I don't know.
Like I mean, it was just there to be a distraction.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It was kind of funny when it showed up. They were like, "What's that?" And Shazam's like, "We don't know. Goodbye."
yeah,
So it was kind of funny, but also kind of dumb. But yeah, it was just a stupid distraction.
how did you feel about the ending, the final fight between Billy and Lucy Liu's character?
I don't know. It made sense for a superhero movie. The main character's always got to sacrifice himself.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, they didn't do it stupidly. They made it it was like a predetermined no-win situation.
Yeah,
He didn't, come up with some cockamamie scheme that was going to get him killed. Like it was built into, the plot.
built into his plan. Yeah,
Yeah. It wasn't even his plan. It was just built into it. There was no other way to do it. It wasn't like, oh, if he would have, it's like, oh, I'll just lock this door so you guys can't leave, and then I'll go fight the bad guy by myself and end up dying.
Yeah.
But if I would have let y'all out, maybe I would have lived. It wasn't like that.
Right.
Because he was the last one. Yeah, they didn't have powers.
Yeah, I really liked that, how they stripped all of the Captain Marvel family of their powers. So it really was just Shazam or Captain Marvel having
Yeah,
to fight the bad guys.
yeah.
Because
I
like
like.
at the end of the last movie, when they gave them all powers, it was like, how are they going to make this interesting in any further movies when
Yeah.
there's now 6 of them?
hmm
So it was a nice way to strip it back down to just Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I really like that because other than that, and then it's 6-on-1, and
Yeah.
then they have to be bumbling buffoons with their powers so that they can get beat up.
Yeah.
So then it has to be just Shazam or Captain Marvel. But
Yeah.
I like how they strip them of their powers. They're just regular people. So, and the only way, because of the dome, the only way to do anything is self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I guess I didn't quite get the whole like shooting the lightning around the building or around the dome. Wasn't sure what that
Well,
was.
he had
He was
said that
supercharging the dome itself.
no. So the lightning kept going back into the staff.
Yeah.
So he said it's basically like a battery. So he was shooting magic into the air, so it would be reflected back into the staff
But why
to
didn't they
charge
just
the
shoot
staff.
it into the staff?
Because it looked cooler how they did it.
Okay. I mean, it did look cooler because I'm thinking if he's shooting it around, couldn't he just shoot it into the
Shoot
staff?
it into the staff. Yeah, that would have made sense. But
Well, I guess also that might have given away what he was trying to do, what his plan was.
okay, maybe.
So okay, there's that too. Okay, I guess I talked myself into not hating that. um, her body was gone, right? They didn't find her body.
No, like both her and Lucy Liu's body and Helen Mirren's body both turned to ash, and the dragon at the end of the fight.
That's right. They ashed up. Yeah.
And then all the monsters that they had summoned turned into leaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they came from the tree of
The
life,
tree of
so
life. Yeah.
they ended up just being leaves.
Yeah. Kind of sad that all the murder unicorns had to die, but
I'm
I
not upset by it.
I really liked how the wizard played them up. I think he did that really like I don't know. They did that really well because normally time everybody's like, oh, unicorns, but like in fairy tales, in most real fairy tales, the unicorns are evil,
Yeah,
and I like how they did that, and they didn't make them stupid, nice white things shoot rainbows out of
rainbows. Yeah.
a unicorn. Good stuff. Oh, anything else?
No, I think that pretty much about covers it. So, I mean, my final thoughts, it was a good movie. Kind of one of those go turn off your brain and just enjoy.
Yeah,
Had some faults, but not enough to make it a bad movie.
Yeah, and I think it's got rewatch value. So, like, I don't know. The first one was okay, but I think this one has more rewatch value to it.
I don't know about that.
I don't
I
know.
enjoyed the first one more, but
I
that's
have
just
to
me.
watch the first one again because I really don't remember it that well.
Okay.
What about the ending with Captain? Not Captain. Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a bigger impact had they waited until the next movie that probably isn't going to be made.
Right.
It kind of seemed to cheapen the sacrifice he made to have it 5 minutes after he sacrifices himself, oh, look, he's back.
Hmm.
But I didn't hate the scene. And it's always nice seeing Wonder Woman show up.
Yeah.
And that Wonder Woman theme that plays when she shows up is always fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good entrance. What? Oh shoot. Um, odds on a third one.
With everything that's going on at DC and Warner Brothers, I don't think we're going to see a third one.
Yeah. Why do you think they're teasing a third one then at the end?
It's because they made this movie 2 years ago and just now released it.
Oh, it's been ready that long?
Well, I mean, most movies get shot like 2 years in advance, and they work on all the special effects and whatnot for a year and a half, 2 years before it gets released.
Yeah, but they could have cut the end credit scenes. Because they could definitely cut those and be like, yeah, we're not doing any more movies, so cut the end credit scenes. Because everybody knows end credit scenes are either useless and just funny,
Yeah,
or they tease.
lead into something else, right?
Yeah, and
I mean, I
both
think
end
they
credit scenes lead into something else.
right. I mean, I think the plan was to have more, but with the changes in DC leadership, I think they're going to end up scrapping a lot of what was planned.
Yeah, and the Flashpoint movie is probably gonna ruin a lot of the current
Timeline.
timeline,
Yeah.
which we'll be reviewing that movie whenever it comes out, and I'm blanking on when that is. That's funny.
Is it?
Yeah, I just pulled up The Flash. It's just called The Flash. Okay, I thought it
Okay.
had a sub. So um in in IMDb, it's got the stars there. The stars for The Flash are
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, Michael Shannon, and Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Dum Dum isn't in the leading stars of the movie.
Okay.
Okay, when does that come out? June 16th. We could
All
probably
right.
talk about that for a little while at some point in the future. If we ever do a weekend episode, talk about what's going on with DC. Well, that's pretty much all I got.
All right. Yeah, so if you guys made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave some comments down below on some other things that you would like for us to review. We
What's up?
do movie reviews on Mondays. Thursdays we do series reviews.
6:30 usually Central Standard Time. Usually 6:30. Yeah.
Usually.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we're late. All right. Catch you guys later.